Hello, everybody. This is February 4th, and this is a video I've been meaning to do for a while, but I was trying to find the right way to say everything, to do everything, and so I waited about 5 years for this game to get released. I'm talking about D4. So, for 5 years, I waited for D4 to get released. I waited, wasn't part of any of the betas. Um, the open beta to everybody that pre ordered, I was a part of. I liked what I was doing. And then the game came out. Granted, backstory I first time I ever played Diablo was Diablo 2 in 2001. Where I was a friend of mine's house. We just became friends. He was playing D2. I was enamored automatically. First time I played D2, I played for 36 hours straight. I played D3. That's the first game me and my wife bonded over was Diablo 3. We played it all the way through, not stopping on the Xbox. So, that being said, I also played all the Diablo games on console or on the phone. So I do not play D4 on the PC. So all of my thoughts are based on the Xbox Series X version of the game. Now, when the game released, I was there the minute it dropped. I was there. I bought the edition that let me play the game a couple days early. And then I went through. The story is like amazing, but Diablo's always had good stories, except D3 is kind of in the middle, but D4 story was good, except for there was stuff that didn't make any sense. Like, there's only a couple lines of dialogue mentioning Tyrael. The Nephilims aren't really mentioned. I'm pretty sure they'll like bring more stuff in and talk about it later. But to me, those were like missing key elements. The problem came, the story was over. Now, this is supposed to be you're always going to be playing D4. There's always going to be something to do, and to me, there wasn't anything to do. We were promised an open world where you could see other players. I barely see players. You were going to have different monsters in different areas. There's not really a huge variety of monsters, I would say. And they talked about this whole clan environment where there would be all these different clans and they'd be together and there would be like a group of them, which is not even fucking the case either. There's a lot of things I have a problem with. And I know I'm not one of those people that went all the way to level 100 because I got bored playing. Why am I going to go past level 50 when there's nothing for me to do? Now, one of my biggest issues with the game, and I know people are going to yell at me here in a second, is the classes fucking suck. 110% the classes fucking suck. I don't play Necros and I don't play Sorcerers. I'm not really big into the Rogue. I'm trying Rogue this season. I was excited for the Druid. Oh, was I excited for the Druid? Now, I do know you can do a werewolf builds, werebear builds that are amazing. I didn't want that. I wanted to go old school D2 how I did it back then. Companions, lightning damage. Okay, the lightning damage sucks. 100%. And nothing I found was helping me make the build better. So that was fucking trash. How is it that in D2 you could have more companions than you could in D4? In D2 you could have multiple wolves, different types, Everything felt better. Now, I'm not trying to compare this to Diablo 2 because I'm not one of those people. Diablo 2 was over 20 years ago that game came out and doesn't exactly hold up that well in certain aspects of the game. But D4, I was so excited to play the Druid again. It's the first time since the Lord of Destruction expansion that you would be able to play the Druid. And I was severely fucking let down. The other problem was I am a huge Barbarian fan. My goal when I play every single Diablo game I have is to beat the game as a Barbarian. I did successfully beat the game as a Barbarian, but some of my favorite skills are horrible. They're garbage. Whirlwind is trash. And that's like one of my favorite skills is Whirlwind. Upheaval is good, but I use Upheaval in Path of Exile and it's called Sunder. Now, the other thing this game didn't realize is you have amazing action RPGs out right now. You have, of course, Path of Exile, who right now is the king, and you can't really dissipate that. Like a couple years ago, I wouldn't say that, but over the last year, I've really divulged into Path of Exile and how to actually play the game. And it is a very good game. You also have Grim Dawn, which is highly underrated. You have the Torchlight games out. You have Undecember. You have action RPG games coming out. And to me, when you crap it on the classes, and then I played the other classes. Now, they talked about build variety. There is not build variety. You can do 3 types of build for the sorcerers. You can do some type of builds for the rogue. Barbarian, it's either there's charge, there's war cries, or Hoda, there's upheaval, and there's whirlwind. Druid, most people just do werebear or werewolf builds. They said there were so many build types, but when I went on the skill tree and dissected it, it is the same fucking system as D3. The only difference from a line across like this is there's a line like this. It's not very fucking complex. It's missing so much. And after playing the story, it felt lackluster. And then we get into season 1. So this is all how I was feeling before season 1 started. Then season 1 came, and it was going to be the first season, and it was going to be something cool, and it was going to be something good. And it was fucking stupid. You are getting hearts that you can only put in your jewelry sockets, and all the hearts I kept getting all did the same fucking thing. And I did the seasonal quest, and my problem with the seasonal quest is it took me about an hour and a half to do it, which was fucking dumb. And for anybody that gets on me, I don't think you should be able to experience the entire game by changing your tiers to different difficulties or for you searching out the best gear in order for it to get better. No, it should be across the board. You should be able to make it a good game for everybody to fucking play. So season 1, I thought was trash. I hated it. I played it for 2 weeks. Stopped. I watch every single campfire chat. Not the clips. I watch the 2-hour streams every time they do it, and I'm hoping for the game to get better. Granted, this is how I spent 2023. It kind of had to do with the reason why my lack of uploads, because I felt so fucking defeated when I was doing this. Going through. We get close to season 2. Or at least the trailer. Okay, this is cool. We could do this. Vampires. Season 2 was so much better. I will say season 2 was a whole lot better. The vampire powers are really cool. The hunting grounds were really good. I really like that. Hunting grounds, everything. It was getting better. But then again, it wasn't anything to keep me fully invested. Like I was able to level up. I finally was able to do nightmare dungeons. I played with some people. I normally don't play with other people, but this time I actually did. I found some people that were playing online and played with them. Then the season came to an end, and we are at season 3. It's gonna launch. A couple days before season 3, we were told what the season was. Pet. Okay. Pet and Dungeons. Now, when I saw the trailer, I thought the Labyrinth from Path of Exile. I played the game, the Labyrinth from Path of Exile. The Lab Trials, my least favorite thing that's in Path of Exile. Now, season 3, yes, you have that fucking pet. Yes, he can do damage. I beat the season quest in 2 hours, twice, because I went through it with my wife as well, because she plays. Me and her played the campaign together. Me and her have leveled up characters together. And still, it did not garner. Like, they said this is going to be the best season ever. There's going to be so much in it. And then there's so much fucking backlash. Because the game is not in a good state. It was getting better, and then they went fucking backwards. And after they went fucking backwards, it's like, what the fuck are you doing? And then the rumors that the expansion comes out the end of the year. They say it's a new area. You can say it's a new area all you fucking want. Everything I've seen, it looks like the Koros jungle from Diablo 2. And yet again, so it's going to deal with Mephisto again. Now, for those of you that did not play the story basically all revolves around Mephisto and Lilith. I would like to see what their interpretation is of Diablo this time. They said Diablo is loose. They have not shown anything. And one thing that I thought was a big miss for them is in all of the expansion, all those seasons they've done so far, there is not one fucking mention of anything that happened in the story. Like, yeah, you hear about, oh, Lilith has corrupted the world. Okay, Lilith corrupted the world. You can't visit anybody that you interacted with in the story. The areas that got destroyed in the story look exactly the fucking same. So, where's Lorath? Nowhere. Nero, where is she? Like, I know she's off in a different area that's probably going to unlock in the map. But the problem is that there's no mention of the story and all the things you did. Because people would probably know with you were interacting with all these people what happened. So that expansion is supposed to come out at the end of 2024, and it's rumored to be $100. That is fucking stupid. It should not be $100 because you already spent $70 or more to buy this game originally. And then, like, even when, like, Destiny does expansions, they're not that expensive. And I think in order for them to really garner the fans back, because right now they've lost so many fans because the fans are just fucking fed up because there's so much bad content already in this game. I would release the expansion in June because you need something to bring people back in. Now, I'm a hardcore Diablo fan, which is why I'm still playing, but lately I've been going back to D3. And D3 is a better game. I used to talk so much shit about that game, but then D4 comes out and it's not as good as the one that came before it. D4 has the rifts. That is my wife's favorite thing to do in the entire world is to play rifts. I like doing bounties. I think bounties are cool. And you could come at me and say the Trio Whispers are like bounties. No, they're not. Because bounties, you do all of them, and then you can get more stuff. I like it better. Rifts are cool. And there's like nothing really unique about the new season. The new season is pretty fucking lame, and then they just released a trailer saying that there's going to be a lunar event starting on the 6th, which is going to be like trying to fortify shrines or something for the lunar event, which sounds fucking stupid. To me, this was the most disappointing game of 2023. I did play a lot of games. I did. And for those of you that watch this channel, I put out videos before D4's launch talking about I made it through Act 1 of every game and trying to really make something of it. So, Diablo 4 is like so not good right now. And I'm hoping it gets better. I truly am hoping it gets better. But like I said, I took a break from YouTube. I had to like refresh. I was like burnt out. My creative juices were not flowing. I was not in a good place. But I am now. So stay tuned. And I think what I'm going to try to do to make it easier on myself is just put videos out on Sundays. I don't work Sundays, so it's easier for me to put out videos on Sundays. All right. I will talk to you all next time, and hopefully on the next video, we'll have something a little more positive to talk about.